friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. For today's video, we are going to be talking about everything I spent in the first week of August for my first paycheck of August. Basically all the money that went out of my accounts from July 30th through August 5th. My paycheck budget, my budgeting week always starts on Tuesday when my husband and I are paid. We have a Tuesday payday, and then it goes through until the following Monday, because then we get paid again on Tuesday, and that starts the new paycheck week. So I have an expense tracker here. I have my paycheck budget from week 1 here. I'm gonna flip, and we're just gonna focus on the expenses today. I have things I need to write down here for my regular budget, some spending that happened. And then I also need to flip to my sinking funds transaction log because we had some movement in our sinking funds as well. So we're gonna track all of the spending. Sorry for the shadows. It is a very stormy day out and the lighting is not great, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're gonna start out with the 31st, because we actually had a no spend on the 30th. There was no money that came or went on the 30th. It was a busy day for us. We just didn't get around to spending anything, which is not too shabby. Oh, actually, I guess there is technically a transaction on the 30th. I took $700 that we needed to put aside for our bills for September. You can see here on my paycheck budget, we budgeted $700 for bills, but that is for September's bills. We are a month ahead on our bills right now, thankfully, because of some finagling I was able to do with our accounts. So on the 30th, the day we got paid, I did go ahead and go in and transfer that $700 that we need to put towards next month's bills. So that was $700. But in terms of like our variable categories, we didn't have any spending on the 30th. It was a no spend, which was great. So on the 31st, I went to Walmart and I did some grocery shopping. So this was Walmart, and the category here is grocery. And the amount that I spent was $62.33. We had just did a big stock up at Sam's Club, so we didn't need a lot of things. So it was just $62, really easy peasy. I tried really hard this week to spend as little as possible, not do a ton of shopping and stuff. So that was my attempt. I went in store and just shopped for what we needed. Didn't buy anything extra, and it was $62.33. Also on the 31st, actually before I did the Walmart grocery shopping, my husband and I were out and about together. We went on a job together and we left without drinks. So we stopped at a gas station and picked up just a bottle of water and a couple of bottles of tea. And so we took that out of our grocery spending as well. And the amount there was $7.77. All right, so that was it on the 30th. We had a no spend day on the 1st in terms of this budget. Now we did have some bills that needed to be paid, but that doesn't come out of this budget. That is the money that's already in the account for when we got a month ahead. So I will go to the calendar section and check off all the bills that got paid this week as well, just so I can keep track, but that didn't come out of this week's budget. I hope that that's not confusing. That money is already in the bank. All of the money we need for our August bills is already in the bank. So this money that we transferred is for September's bills. So we had nothing on the 1st in terms of this budget. On August 2nd, we did some eating out. So my husband and Austin and I went to Chick-fil-A And so that came out of our eating out budget. And the amount that we spent was $36.55. My oldest son does not like Chick-fil-A, so we took him to Wendy's and bought him dinner. And so that also came out of eating out. And that amount was $12.26. So this was not planned. This was not a planned eating out trip. I talked to you guys when I wrote my weekly budget for the first paycheck of August, and I said that we had a planned family meal that we were going to eat out. We were going to meet some family members of ours for dinner. That happened as well. I was not planning on going out to eat this day. It just sort of happened. The day got away from us. I didn't do a great job of planning for dinner, so we had to hit up a drive-thru. So that was unfortunate, not the best in terms of planning ahead. I really want to get better about that overall. This week, I kind of failed. So that's that. On the 3rd, we had that family dinner that I had already planned for and knew about ahead of time. We went and met my husband's cousin and his extended family, his wife and children. We met at Cracker Barrel and we had dinner, so that is coming out of eating out. And the amount that we spent there was $74.34. So we did a lot of eating out this week, some of it planned, some of it not, but that was it for the eating out, so that's good. Speaking of planning ahead, on the 4th, there was an alumni soccer game at the school that we wanted to attend. Obviously, you guys know, both of our sons played soccer. My oldest son played soccer for the high school when he was there. My youngest son plays for the varsity team now. We were really supportive of the soccer program, so they did an alumni game. Obviously, we wanted to go, so we bought some snacks and drinks while we were there. Instead of bringing something from home, we didn't really have a lot to bring from home, and so we stopped at another gas station. This is something I really want to stop doing because everything is so pricey at the gas stations, but we did stop to pick up snacks and drinks. So again, we took this out of our grocery budget, and that was we didn't spend $70 at the gas station, you guys. I was looking at the wrong line on my rough draft. $15.16. Also, just realized that I totally skipped over a transaction which should have been up here on the 2nd, so these are going to be out of order. I apologize if that drives you crazy, but it is what it is. On the 2nd, I had to drop Austin off at an early morning practice. And after I dropped him off, before I went to work, I stopped at Walmart to pick up some donuts and muffins for our office for the guys. So I took that out of grocery as well, and that was $16.83. So I needed to make sure I tracked that. And then lastly, on the 4th, we had nothing on the 5th. Lots more no spends you guys are going to see because I'm not tracking all of the bills that we are paying here on this expense tracker. So lots more no spends, which is exciting. On the 4th, I went and picked up a few more groceries that we needed, trying to buy less, and therefore we are shopping more often. I'm not sure that's the best strategy, but that was the strategy I went with this week. So this is also grocery. And you guys, I failed because I missed another transaction that I'll have to add in here. And it's going to be out of order too. But anyways, for groceries, it was $74.86. And then all the way back on the 31st, can't believe I missed this transaction. So this was $7.31, was an Amazon purchase. We bought one of those Zevo fly traps. We've been dealing with a lot of fruit flies in our kitchen, and I heard that those are really good. We are really liking it so far. But I took that out of our spending category, and that amount was $21.17. All right, so that was it. Everything's kind of all over the place. I do apologize for that. I'll get better. It's just a new way of tracking. It's not really a new way of tracking. It's the same method of tracking, but we're tracking things a little bit differently now. So I apologize for being all over the place. Hopefully you don't mind. So let's see. We want blue for bills, pink for groceries, yellow for eating out, green for spending. Okay, so for bills, it's always going to be just one lump transaction because we are sending things to a savings account to hold on to the money until next month when we need to deposit it into our account for bills. We have a couple of different bank accounts, but that bills amount was $700. So that went. That's good. We are all set to access that money when the bills start coming in for next month. For grocery, did I say we're going to do pink? I think so. So I need my calculator for this. All right, so we had $62.33 plus $777 plus $15.16 plus $16.83 plus $74.86. So let's see how we did. For the week, we spent $176.95, which is not too bad. Definitely not the highest grocery month or grocery week we've had lately. That actually feels really good. Less than $200, I think, is really great for groceries for the week, especially considering we did those gas station trips, which I would like to avoid in the future and just have more snacks and drinks and stuff on hand, buying them from Walmart and then taking them with us when we go places rather than stopping at a gas station and spending more money since everything's so expensive at those gas stations. All right, let's see. Eating out. This I'm nervous about. Let's see how we did. All right, $36.55 plus $12.26. This pen is very smeary, so I'll have to think about using a different pen in the future. Plus $74.34. Okay, so $123.15 in eating out. Not great. I would like to do less than $100 in eating out each week. I would like to do less than $50. I don't know that that's reasonable though. You guys know I tried to lower my grocery budget in July and failed epically. So I don't think doing less than 50 is reasonable, but I would like to keep it less than 100, but kind of failed at that this week. And then for spending, we had just the one transaction. A lot of the spending transactions should go away now that I have my sinking funds set up, because a lot of spending that we would do, this should be spending, not Amazon. A lot of the spending that we do is stuff that we plan for using our sinking funds. So $21.17 total in spending. So what did we spend overall this week? So we did the $700 for bills plus $176.95 plus $123.15 plus $21.17. Oh my gosh, I just cleared that. One more time. $21.17. We spent $1,021.27 total, including the money we sent to bills. If we take that off, our variable spending for the week was $321.27. So from our actual paycheck, this is what we spent. So that is it for what we spent from our paycheck budget. I will be doing a paycheck budget closeout next. That'll be my next video. but we still have a little bit more spending to track. So first I need to flip back here to my sinking funds spread, and I need to talk about the money we spent from our sinking funds. Now, what I am doing in terms of spending in our sinking funds is I am putting everything on a credit card right now, and I will use the funds to true up that credit card at the end of the month. We won't pay any interest, no worries there, but rather than having to deal, I have all my sinking funds money set aside in cash. Some of it is in my sinking funds binder, some of it is gonna be in my savings challenge binder. So I think just kind of truing everything up at the end of the month is the best way to go. So in terms of spending from our sinking funds this week, I did not write dates down. I just realized. So I will have to go back and look up the dates and put them in here. But I can say that from Austin's sinking fund, the amount that I took was $40. I pulled $40 out from Austin's sinking fund they have a week-long training session for soccer, and he needed to pay, it's 4 days and it's $10 a day. So I pulled that 40 out for him and gave that to him for that. So that's gonna come out of his sinking fund. Then I had a couple of clothing transactions. I took $80.40 out. I bought myself some new loungewear that I wanted. So that's going to come out of that sinking fund. And also I bought myself a t-shirt from Etsy that I've had my eye on. And that was $29.23. For our medical sinking fund, we had $30 come out for a prescription. I had to refill my inhaler. And then from hobbies, my husband bought something related to his hobbies, and it was $49.81. So as you can see, we did have more spending that happened throughout the week that's not here on this expense tracker, but it's set aside. The money's already there for us to use in our sinking funds. That's why we like to put money towards our sinking funds each week. Right now, we're in a little bit of a limbo scenario because, like I said, some of the money is in our binder for our sinking funds, and some of the money is in our savings challenges. But at the end of the month, when I move everything from our savings challenges to our sinking funds, I will then take whatever we spent out of those funds and put it towards paying off the credit card we used for this. So that's how I'm gonna do my sinking funds for now. Like I always say, personal finance is personal. Do what works best for you. Maybe that method of doing things is not good for you. That's fine. You don't have to do things the way that I do them. I film these videos to keep myself accountable and to give you guys a look at how I do things, but it's not like a tutorial. I'm not trying to tell you that this is the way you should do your budget. Personal finance is personal. Do what works best for you. All right, so that was all of the spending that happened this week. The other thing I want to do is flip to my calendar and just mark off the bills that have been paid so far in August from our bills savings account. So I told you guys we're a month ahead. All of the money we are saving in our paycheck budgets is going towards next month's bills, but as this month progresses, we're paying bills out of our month ahead sinking fund, essentially. So I want to just track what got paid this week. So lot rent got paid, and I'm just gonna highlight them in this fun yellow to match my honey lemon challenge. I'm just gonna highlight them so that I know that they got paid. So lot rent got paid this week. Storage got paid this week. Hulu got paid this week. DTE got paid this week. And a YouTube membership got paid this week, as well as our golf cart payment got made this week. So none of this money for these bills came out of this paycheck budget. It was already all set aside, but still, I wanted to just track that those have been paid so I don't have to worry about those. All right, my friends, so that is it for this video. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but that was all of the spending that happened from all of our accounts this first week of August. I'm going to use that information to help me close out my paycheck budget, which will be the next video that you see. It should be pretty darn short and sweet. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.